call the meeting to the Mayor and the Board of Aldermen for August 4, 2026. Before we adopt the agenda, we have some additions and deletions to the agenda. So on the consent agenda, we are going to add 3A2, which is request permission to declare surplus equipment from the environmental services and authorize for its disposal. 3D11, which will request permission to accept the resignation of part-time employees for the Oxford Police Department. And then 3D12, request permission to accept the resignation of full-time employees from the Financial Administration Department. On the irregular agenda under Developmental Services, Engineering, we're going to add 6E, request permission to close a sidewalk on Gertrude Ford Boulevard at the University of Mississippi School of Accountancy project. 6F, we're going to request permission to supply a 16-inch ductile iron pipe for the installation of the new water main for the asphalt plant on County Road 166 extended. And on 6G, we're going to consider a resolution to declare property surplus and authorize the sale of the property pursuant to Mississippi Code Section 21-17-1 on city right-of-ways along Molly Bar Road between Lamar Boulevard and Chickasaw Road to promote and enforce the development and improvement of the city. We are going to remove request permission to adopt a resolution for Chief Inspector William Stewart from the Oxford Fire Department. We're going to do that on August the 18th, so just so you all know, we're not saying we're not going to do it a resolution, we're just going to do it on a later date. Then we're going to continue to remove from the agenda 3DX, request permission to hire 2 full-time employees of the Oxford Police Department. And 2C on the regular agenda, request approval for emergency purchases made as a result of the winter storm Fern, which occurred on July 23rd through the 26th of 2026. With those additions and deletions, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you all. Quick mayor's report. Mayor and the Board of Aldermen, the department heads, and the Financial Administration Department, our CEO, been hard at work with the budget, doing budget meetings. We had one yesterday. We're almost there to finalize the budget. I'd say department heads and the financial team, everybody has worked really hard to get our budget to where it is. We feel comfortable with it, and hopefully we will be passing it on looking at passing it on September 1st. But the mayor is out today. Put me in charge. She's visiting family and needed some time off, which she needed with her son, which we're grateful she has. So that's why she's not here tonight. But we do wish her safe travels, and hopefully she gets back here soon. And with that, I will ask that you request to approve the minutes of the meeting of the regular board meeting of Aldermen on July 21st, 2026.
So moved.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Request permission to approve the accounts for all city departments.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll get the June 2026 budget report. Rhonda?
Sure. Y'all received in your packet a detailed budget report through June 30. Just a couple of highlights I want to point out. General fund revenues have reached approximately 80% of the annual budget, while expenditures remain approximately 66%. Revenue growth continues to outpace expenditures, which reflects a favorable overall financial position. Total revenue collected through the end of June was right at $41 million out of a $51 million budget. Property tax collections are 95% of budget. Sales tax revenue is 81% of budget and remains the city's largest recurring revenue source. Overall expenditures remain below budget expectations. Most departments are operating within appropriated budgets, providing flexibility for the rest of this year. City remains financially stable. Strong tax collections and controlled expenditures position the general fund to finish the year favorably. Anybody have any questions?
Nope. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Request permission for the mayor to sign the payment amendments with GovEase.
Yes, this is related to the tax sale that will be occurring at the end of August, and this is just allowing us to update our agreement for us to be able to receive those payments.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. I'll ask the board to consider the consent agenda.
Motion to consider the consent agenda with amendments. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. On the regular agenda, we'll request approval for the fiscal year 2026 Avalorem request as resolution from the Oxford School District. Sorry. Let y'all step out. Okay. So we'll go back to that. Request approval for the fiscal year 26 Avalorem request and resolution from the Oxford School District. Dr. McConnell, you want to come up? How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
It's that time of year, isn't it?
It is.
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
They're coming. We're ready.
Good.
Well, we've already presented everything. Did we need to
Yeah.
go over it with you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Well, what we have is our request annually for our Avalon request. We did not ask for an increase in millage. The only thing that increased was the dollar amount, and that was just because of
Evaluation.
just the assessment. So our millage stayed the same. So that's the only thing we're asking for is just an increase in the dollar.
Perfect. We'll have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you all
Good
so
luck.
much. Thank you.
All right, public hearing for the University of Mississippi is issuance of Public Finance Authority Student Housing Revenue Bond, PRG, Oxford Properties LLC, West Road Project, Series 2026, not to exceed $120 million as requested by the IRS code. Amanda, come on up.
Mayor and Board, Amanda Tollison from Butler Snow. We represent the borrower in this matter, but this is a proposal. What we're asking the board to do is to open up a public hearing to allow for the public to comment on the issuance of $125 million worth of bonds for a public-private partnership that would result in the construction of 850 beds of new student housing and 450 surface parking spaces. And this will take place or be constructed partly within the city of Oxford. And we are required under the code to have a public hearing and then to get approval resolution from the board.
Okay. Yeah, is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak? All right, hear none. I think we
Close the public hearing.
yes, close the public hearing.
All right. And then we would ask for a resolution. I don't know if you
Okay.
have that in your packet.
All right. Yeah, that's 4C. That's the next item. So
Yes.
with the public hearing closed, I will move on to 4C. Is that correct, Pope? Yes. All right. Request permission to approve a resolution of the mayor and the board of aldermen which approved the issuance of Public Financing Authority Student Housing Revenue Bonds, Series 2026, in the aggregate principal amount not to exceed $120 million for the purpose of financing the construction of approximately 850-bed student housing facility on the campus of the University of Mississippi for the related purposes. Right? We'll need a motion to that effect.
It was 125.
Yes, 125.
Oh, excuse
And-
me, yes,
and
125.
just to point out, there is a whereas provision in here that this will not constitute a debt or general obligation of the state of Mississippi or of the city. This is just a matter that have to have a public hearing and has to
Correct.
come with an approval resolution under the code.
Correct.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
All right, well, request approval for the mayor to sign a contract with A2I to provide GPS monitoring services for the municipal court. Nikki?
Thank you. So in short, this program would provide the court a cost-effective way to do GPS monitoring instead of putting people in jail. So instead of incarceration, we would do GPS monitoring and house arrest. We can handle all of it in-house. We would have the GPS monitors there in the court. We actually just hired someone that used to work with this company. She's already familiar with the program, and so we're kind of a step ahead. We just need a contract signed so we can get this started.
So moved.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Consider extending the local and state emergency. Shane?
Yes, sir, this is what we've done every month since the winter storm. Just want to continue extending that while we continue submitting reimbursements to mainland. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. First reading of the proposed ordinance amendment, Chapter 87, Neighborhood Codes Enforcement, composites and terms of the Code of Enforcement for the City of Oxford, Mississippi. Amberlyn.
Good evening. This is basically housekeeping. It's changing the language that the public within the city limits that has a garbage can, they would use the city issued cans instead of the cans that they had before. This is, or their personal cans. This has been provided in your packet and online for the public, but I can read the changes if needed.
Okay. All right, any questions? Have a motion? Oh, this is the first reading, I'm sorry. So this is the first reading, so
Yes,
we'll
sir.
have a public hearing on the 18th, and then we can go from there.
Yes, sir.
All right. First reading of proposed ordinance amendment, Chapter 94, solid waste, in terms of the Code of Ordinance from the City of Oxford, Mississippi. Amberlyn?
Yes, sir. Again, this has been provided in your packet and for the public as well. These are changes to our pricing. These changes are caused from cost of living, fuel, equipment cost, just like our groceries and everything else in town. And I'll be happy to read through all the changes if needed and answer any questions.
I think we need to read through it.
Well, you can, certainly can. You all have it in writing, each of you before them, and it, I assume, was attached to the agenda available to the public. It's about 2.5 pages of breaks. And you can certainly have to read that to the public. But you have it in a written form for the public's review, and it's first reading, the questions we have.
What's the rate increase per resident?
The rate increase for each residential unit is a $7 increase,
From what?
from $22 a month to $29 a month,
What percentage increase is that?
30%.
And your department is an enterprise plan, meaning no funds, the funds you collect through are all go back to run your department, correct?
Yes, sir, it's self-supported. Well, it has been.
And the last residential rate increase was
In 19.
2019.
Yes, sir.
The last increase was just commercial, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
just commercial. It did not also include residential.
It did not include.
It did not.
So in 19, we didn't raise
So then
residential.
before that, it would have been 14, I believe.
So 14 was the last time
14 is
residential.
the last time we did residential.
Yes.
So 12 years, we have not raised the rate in our equipment cost has gone up tremendously.
As well as the area you serve.
And a garbage truck in 2020 was $225,000. A new one is
So
$485,000.
doubled in 6 years.
Yes, sir.
How many trucks have you added over the last 5 years?
I'm sorry.
How many additional trucks are added for the,
Annexation.
Well, we added trucks after the last annexation, but we've currently been using the equipment that we have for 5 years. And before we run it into the ground like we used to, we get it to an auction house after 5 years when it still has life in it, and we've done very well and returned the money back to the enterprise fund.
And looking at our rates where we are, looking at the state of Mississippi, where are we?
We're really, really low. I included in your budget packets a few weeks ago, I handed you out what the rates were in the state of Mississippi. That was just for garbage collection. So I've been very proud for the last few years. We provided garbage, recycling, rubbish, street cleaning, for $22 a month, and you're getting residential garbage collected twice a week. And we're seeing rates in other places that only pick up once a week for $40 a month. So,
Once a week for $40 a month, we're doing it twice a week with all the other leaf removal.
yes. And we're very good at cross-training and moving employees, during the seasonal work. We're used to they would be on a lawnmower, and then we put them on a leaf truck. And so we're kind of fruit basket turnover.
Done a good job.
Yeah,
Thank
you have.
Thanks.
I have a question that's not with this, but since you're standing here, I'm going to
Sure.
ask, and maybe somebody listening could benefit from this. If they have, instead of putting things on the side of the road, like couches and stuff waiting for you to pick up with all the move in and out right now, can they take it somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. Where
There's
could
lots of places they can
Yeah.
take it. They can take it to the Salvation Army. They can take it to Goodwill. They can take it to Holding Hands. If they do it in a timely manner, they can share with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Post it on Facebook. Hey, come get this.
It-
Unfortunately, during the clean out, it was real different back when we were in school. We took everything with us so that we could get our deposit. It's not like that anymore. It's the kids get their stuff and they leave, and then cleanup crews have 48 hours to turn over properties, and so it's all left on the curb. And I mean, all left on the curb. I mean, jars of change with money, furniture with gift cards still in the door. It's just it's real different.
So there's no, like, they just want to throw it away, though. Is there any way
It's
where they
take it
can
to the
take
landfill.
it?
It's
Yeah, that's
cheaper
what I'm
for
asking.
them to leave it than to haul it away.
But if you wanted to, a good, respectable citizen wanted to haul it away, they could take it to the landfill, and you have to pay a small amount to get it. I'm really asking to
Yes,
help
it's
people.
a $20 minimum.
Okay,
But if
okay.
it's worth, of course, it's not grandmother's chest anymore.
Sure,
Now
yeah.
it's like, Amazon,
Yeah.
it just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, they do very well in the landfill.
Okay.
But the other stuff, yes, if you can get it, give it away or share it.
Okay.
But my parents would have been appalled if I had put everything out on the curb.
Well,
They had worked hard for.
that kind of leads into a discussion we had in budget meeting yesterday when we were talking about rate increase in budgets. And Amber Lynn and I had this discussion last week when I saw somebody had a sectional on a trailer coming out of their house. They stopped at the road and put it at the side of the road.
And
Instead of driving 3 miles down the landfill and dumping at the landfill. So I asked Amber Lynn to consider looking at surcharges for having to pick up household debris, not vegetative debris, not our normal rubbish, but when somebody puts household items curbside, instead of taking to the landfill, I've asked her to research that because people are taking advantage of that as opposed to just taking it to the landfill or putting it on the street and making us pick it up.
And I agree with that, and I thought about that before tonight's changes. We get hit hard in May, so we have some time to look at those things and see what other places do. You and I have discussed some similar ways to collect, and how we're going to deal with that with the property, with those that have so much property, would it go on them? So I think that's going to be a deeper conversation.
It's a deeper conversation, but I think it's one that needs to be
I
had.
agree.
That instead of taking advantage of the city services, if you're using it, pay for it, pay as you go. If you want to stick it at the curb and have the city come by and pick it up with the knuckle boom, that's fine, but you can also take it to the landfill for $20.
And another thing that I've seen, also being on the Three Rivers Solid Waste Authority Board, is there are more and more young kids getting into the hauling business. So that may be able to help too, but we're still always gonna have the ones that stick it all out on the curb that we do need to have that conversation about.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so that would be first reading and first explanation, and we'll have this public hearing on August the 18th.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief? All right, 5A, we will request permission to approve parade assembly permit for the auction cycling on August the 8th, 2026, from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yes, sir. No issues with us from Pat Patterson out to Highway 7 and back. So we've done this a few times. Route gives us no issue.
Okay.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5B is request permission for the chief of police to sign an agreement with Zero Eyes, Inc.
Yes, sir. This is a part of our Homeland Security grant, and so this will just help supplement our existing camera system.
Pope, I have a question. There's a confidentiality portion in this agreement. It talks about confidentiality as to the contract. I have questions about part of the contract. How does that work in an open meeting?
Generally, why don't we do this? Why don't we delay this? He's got a security matter he wants to visit with you all about in an executive session, police security measures. If someone will make a motion to hold this matter in abeyance until after executive session and take it back up after that, I'll clear it.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. All right, request permission for Olin Winchester to hire two off-duty deputies, patrol officers at an hourly rate of $46. Chief?
Yes, sir. So this will be a week-long event. They've got different places where they're going to have some executives here as part of their policy and procedure. And so they would potentially be in uniform, be in a car, be on our equipment. So we just wanted to ask y'all's permission moving forward.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, 6A, request permission to advertise for bids for the South 14th Street and Tyler Avenue compactor enclosure. John?
Yeah, so the idea is to build a new trash compactor enclosure at the site of the existing one at Tyler and South 14th Street to accommodate the placement of new trash compactors that will be big enough to handle what all is coming to it down there now.
So moved.
Second.
Yes, down here at the bottom of the hill, that's right.
Okay. Motion second, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. All right, request permission to change order number 2 for the Fillmore Avenue and South 11th Street drainage project.
Yes, so as part of the project, anytime we work in old parts of downtown Oxford, we find stuff underground that we do not expect, and here was no different. We discovered some old city utilities that were not locatable by modern methods, and so we had to relocate a good portion of the new storm drain pipe, which meant we had to pour new curb and gutter. So it's going to be an increase in cost of about $25,000.
You found it before curb and gutter?
Hmm?
You found it when? When did they find it? You said
When they were excavating for the new storm drain line.
Yeah, they found it then.
Yeah.
Before they poured the
Yes,
curb.
yes.
What's the status? Is that final?
There should be no more change orders after this, yes.
Do they have any more work left to do?
Only cleanup.
I'd love to see them get to that as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
That would be great.
So what city utilities did they find?
Very old sewer, very old gas, and very old water, all three of them.
Are they active?
Yes, they were.
Wow.
The sewer is probably well over 100 years old. We didn't really want to touch it, and to replace it would have really blown the budget, so we decided not to even mess with that.
Yeah.
And the gas line, we don't mess with gas lines, so we don't have to.
All right, do I have a motion?
Excuse me.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, 6C is considered the request of Hodges Construction for an early morning concrete pour at First Security Bank, Ed Perry Boulevard site, either Wednesday, August 5th, 2026, or Thursday, August 6th, 2026.
Yeah, so they want to do this either tomorrow or Thursday this is the site up on top of the hill on Ed Perry, across from the movie theater, right there. And obviously the idea is to get in there before the heat of the day and get the concrete poured and finished so they can get out of there.
And school starts.
And school starts tomorrow, that's right.
So move.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right, consider the request from Oakmont Oxford LLC to release subdivision bond 4455439 and final inspection of the Seminole Bluffs Villa West Phase 1.
Yeah, so this is out off Thacker Road in the Villa West Seminole Bluff subdivision. It's been completed for a little over a year now. We've had a warranty bond in place, watching it, making sure everything's good. It's passed inspection. We're ready to accept it and release their subdivision bond.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, these are the additions, which is 6E, request permission to close the sidewalk on Gertrude Ford at the University of Mississippi School of Accountancy project.
So yeah, Ole Miss is building a new school of accountancy up on top of the hill next to the Ole Miss Inn, and part of that project is connecting a drive down the hill to Gertrude Ford. It'll also be used as their construction entrance, so they don't have to go up on University and through the Grove. So as part of that, they're going to be putting up a good bit of construction fencing, and they'd like to close the sidewalk on that side of the road, pretty much from the drive that goes up into the back of the Ole Miss Inn, all the way up to where it goes underneath the bridge. So it's about 800 or 900 feet of sidewalk on that side of the road, and it would be closed for the duration of the project, which will go to probably the end of 2028, I'm told.
There's not a sidewalk on the other side of that road, is there?
I don't believe so. Yeah, it's just the bike lane and the parking lot.
Will they do anything to make a walkway where they're taking the sidewalk away?
They have not included that in their plans. No, ma'am.
I mean, why can't they just put the fence on the sidewalk? I mean, I hate to just lose that pedestrian use.
That's
That
huge.
amount of time.
When you look at game day, the amount of, you leave the stadium and you look north on Gertrude Ford after a game, it's a mass of people. Not that the sidewalk being closed because they're taking the whole street, but anything.
Yeah, I think their primary concern was construction traffic going in and out. They'll have some lane closures, obviously, during construction. They'll probably even do some equipment staging in that area. And I think they were just thinking it would be easier on them just to close everything. But no, there is not a sidewalk on the other side of the road, and they have not provided me a pedestrian detour plan.
Can we ask for that?
We certainly can, yeah.
I think they definitely need to do that. I
Yeah.
don't know about y'all, but I'm not for closing that sidewalk.
Or at least without a pedestrian detour plan.
Right.
I mean, we've had to close sidewalks, we still had some closed. I mean, when they built the new county building, that sidewalk was closed for a while, but you detoured across. You know, we have them, but you do a detour plan. There is a bike lane on the other side if it was secured.
Yes, we've used bike lanes as pedestrian detours before. They just had to put up, jersey rails to create a good barrier, but that has been done before in the past.
I mean, that's advantage of that place, that you do have a bike lane that can be secured.
So I will ask them for a detour plan and bring it back to you.
Thank you.
Then.
All right, 6F will request permission to supply a 16-inch ductile iron pipe for the installation of a new water main for the asphalt plant on County Road 166 extended.
So the city supplies water to the industrial park, and this site is no different, but this site is separated to the west along the new roadway connection. So in order to get water to their site, they're having to run like 1,900 feet of water main, which just to feed their site would be an 8-inch pipe. In the future, we are going to need to have our own water main connect from M-Trade Park all the way around that new road to the industrial park. And what we would like to do, our water main size will need to be a 16-inch, double theirs. And so what the owner developer has agreed to do and what we would like to do is supply this project with the 16-inch ductile iron pipe, and then they would lay that pipe for us. So in the future, when we have to come back and lay our own pipe, there's not a redundant 8-inch line there that we either have to abandon or remove to put our own. We already have about 1,100 feet of 16-inch pipe in stock, so we would have to buy about another 850 more feet, which would be at a cost of about $76,000.
You got it in this year's budget?
It is, yes. Yeah, this is in, Rob and I have already talked. He's got that number in his budget. It's an obvious savings to us in the future when we do our own project. And ordinarily what would happen on a project like this is if we ask the owner developer to do this, the city would be responsible for the difference in the cost of the materials and the labor to lay the 16-inch line, which is above and beyond what they're required to do, the 8-inch line. But in this case, he just wants us to pay for the pipe and he'll put it in and take care of the rest.
Is this for that new asphalt?
The new asphalt plant, yes, sir.
What, are we gonna lay this, is this something we're gonna do anyway? I mean,
Yes, sir. So when we build the new water treatment plant at M-Trade Park,
it's gonna happen anyway.
it's going to happen. Yes, sir. We'll have to make
I
that
was
connection.
just curious because that new asphalt plant's in litigation. I mean, there's suits filed all over the place. But if he's gonna do it, it's fine. If we need it anyway, that's fine.
I mean, we're gonna eventually need it, seems like,
Yeah,
you know, steel's cheaper now than it will be a few
More than
years
likely.
from now
sure.
when we need to do it. So it seems like it's a good thing you provide the pipe and they,
We get the light.
yeah.
So is that a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? All right, 6G is to consider resolution to declare property surplus and authorize the sale of the property pursuant to Mississippi Code Section 21-17-1 on city right-of-way along Mollybar Road between Lamar Boulevard and Chickasaw Road to promote and foster the development and improvement of the city. John?
So this is the 1.2 acres of existing right-of-way on Mollybar Road, right there at Three-Way. That the proposed development there, the NOLA, it was originally the Weldon, it's called the NOLA now. They're wanting to purchase that and incorporate that into their site. We've agreed upon a price of $545,000, which is in the agreement before you. The ask would be to approve that resolution to surplus the property, authorize Mayo Millette to begin the closing process, and then also have the mayor sign the warranty deed when the deed is ready. Yeah.
Any questions?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank y'all. Ask the board to consider an executive session.
So
Unless
moved.
you consider executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The board is now considered executive session.